There are not many sports that require minimum equipment, or any at all. Some may argue that football is exactly that type of sport. The only thing needed is a ball, and people who are willing to play with you. And, by the way, 2 stones are enough to serve as goalposts. Your imagination and arguments with friends will determine if the ball was over or inside of the goalpost. Then, after playing football with friends, you will talk all day about how you almost did this and that, how you scored, if you did, how you dribbled or tackled someone, or how you saved an impossible goal as a goalkeeper. You would compare yourself to the legends of the sport and have a feeling of euphoria which will stay with you for a while. And you know, it doesn't matter if you are young or old, those feelings after football are always with you. You might not run as fast, move as sharply, or jump as high as before, but the game still brings you joy. Football watch parties are different stories altogether. Emotions, sadness, happiness, arguments, and reactions. Especially if it is a big tournament such as the World Cup, European Championship, or Champions League. For a moment, your friends become your rivals. You argue with them, proving your point of view and why such and such is terrible, and the other player is more deserving of the trophy. Sometimes you call the young generation of players worse than previous ones, and have nostalgic thoughts about the past. So, whether you watch it, play it in real life, or on a console, football is something special and a uniting force for any occasion. No matter your age or social status, it brings you feelings that make you happy. Let's try to understand this game, look into its history, and make sense of it. And, of course, let's try to forecast its future. And by the way, it is football, not soccer. So, keep your opinion to yourself. The history of football, or similar games to football, stretches back to ancient times, with evidence of related games in ancient Rome, China, and Japan. However, the basic form of football as we know it originated in the Middle Ages in England. This archaic form had no formal rules and was played by an unlimited number of players. The objective was to move an inflated pig bladder to the opposite markers by any means that did not result in manslaughter or murder. These games sharply declined after being banned on public highways in the 19th century. Despite this, some towns in England and Scotland still practice these antiquated football games as annual events or on special occasions like Christmas and New Year. Football can be broadly categorized into 2 main classes, carrying and kicking. Carrying football, which includes American football, Canadian football, rugby union, and Australian football, involves moving the ball across the field by holding it or passing it to a teammate. On the other hand, kicking football encompasses games like association football and Gaelic football, where the ball is primarily propelled by feet and handling is strictly limited. Despite their differences, common elements unite these games. 2 opposing teams compete on a defined playing area with the objective of scoring goals or points by moving the ball to the other team's end of the field or goal area. The goal line is clearly marked, and players must use only their bodies to maneuver the ball, without the aid of external objects. In both types of football, scoring is achieved through different means. In carrying football, points can be scored by carrying the ball over the opponent's goal line or kicking it through goalposts. In kicking football, goals are scored by sending the ball into a net. These games not only test physical prowess, but also strategic thinking and teamwork. In our endeavor in the world of football, our focus will be on association football, otherwise known mainly by Americans as soccer, which is the most famous, most played, and most recognizable sport in the world. The modern rules of association football stem from efforts to standardize the diverse football games played at England's public schools in the 19th century. Each school had its own set of rules, leading to confusion when alumni wanted to play together. This dilemma prompted a series of meetings between representatives from various schools. The most significant of these was on October 26, 1863, at the Freemasons Tavern in London, where the Football Association, FA, was formed. The FA established the first comprehensive laws of the game, laying the groundwork for modern football. These rules introduced crucial elements like prohibiting carrying the ball and hacking, kicking an opponent's shins, which were common in some school games. The diversity in games at public schools often reflected their unique traditions, and the FA played an important role in unifying these into a single sport, helping its global spread. The Blackheath Club's departure from the FA over carrying rules was a pivotal moment, underscoring the deep divisions over how football should be played. This split ultimately led to the formation of rugby and the Rugby Football Union in 1871. The Football Association, FA, played a significant role in the establishment and international spread of football as we know it today. The first tournament of its kind was the FA Cup in 1871, which allowed different clubs to compete under unified rules for the first time. This standardization was crucial for smoother international cooperation and competition. The FA was also one of the 5 associations that founded FIFA, the international governing body of football, on May 21, 1904, in Paris. The main aim of FIFA was to establish a universally accepted set of rules to govern and oversee international matches. This unification under FIFA was an important moment in football history, leading to the organization of the first World Cup in 1930 in Uruguay, which further helped the sport's global growth. Nowadays, along with the World Cup, continental cups like the European Championship, first held in 1960, are key tournaments globally. They bring nations together and showcase diverse football talents. The Champions League, which started in 1955 as the European Cup, is the most prestigious club trophy. It has a rich history of intense competition among Europe's top clubs. Countries like Brazil, Argentina, Germany, and Italy have won the most World Cups. For clubs, Real Madrid, Milan, Liverpool, and Bayern Munich have the most Champions League victories. The Olympic football tournament is also important as it highlights young talent. National club competitions, especially the Premier League in England, are very popular. They are known for competitive matches and high-quality football, adding to the sport's worldwide appeal. These tournaments play a significant role in discovering young talents, educating viewers about the sport, and most importantly, uniting people from different nations, social statuses, and genders to celebrate and overcome all problems by leaving them behind. Not many things in the world can be as impactful as football, especially in the realm of sports and competition. The global appeal of football is unique and is one of the most significant, if not the most significant, entertainment industries in the world. Anyone from anywhere can become a footballer. Skills, talent, and dedication to the craft are essential. With these qualities, you will likely be discovered by scouts representing clubs worldwide. The significance and global appeal of football are not an exaggeration. In terms of both finances and popularity, almost nothing compares to football. You might not like football or watch matches or tournaments. However, whether you like it or not, you will recognize the names and popular figures in the world of football. Let's say you know nothing about football. Let's say you don't know the rules. But for sure, you will know about big tournaments, famous clubs, and even famous footballers. The World Cup and Champions League are difficult to evade. Millions, if not billions, of people watch them. Clubs such as Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Milan, and Bayern Munich are staples in the world of football. Who is the most followed person on social media? Footballers, of course. Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi command more than 1 billion followers combined on Instagram alone. They are the cream of the crop when it comes to advertisers. Every brand in the world wants them as endorsers, along with young footballers such as Mbappe and Haaland. Whether you live in the favelas of Brazil, on the streets of Kenya, or in a remote area with no roads or infrastructure, football can be a beacon of hope. You might be a person struggling in life and have nothing under your name, but the love for football can overcome everything. Believe it or not, many great footballers started with nothing and made something special out of their lives. Some come from affluent backgrounds, yet still achieve legendary status in the world of football. Football does not discriminate. It is a game for everyone. It doesn't matter if you play football as a hobby or as a way of life, or just watch it and enjoy it. It's a beautiful game with worldwide appeal, and even more beautiful people who are obsessed with it, whether on the pitch or outside of it. Football unites us all. Win, lose, but never defeated.